Hello everyone. Today we're going to start this video off by reading part of an email chain. So this is response from Black Bear Performance. The only reason I'm not showing the email itself is because it has my personal email in it, of course. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what they had wrote back, and we're going to kind of go from there and analyzing the kind of the effectiveness of their service. So they claim the tune for your vehicle will typically result in 15 to 30 horsepower, 15 to 20 foot-pounds, 1 to 2 mile per gallon improvement, along with improved shift patterns and throttle response. That's for my specific vehicle, in this case a 2005 Chevy Silverado 1500, and then those numbers are dependent on what octane you run, of course, which that makes sense. So from here I went and actually bought it, and then we'll kind of go over what my results have been so far. So what we're going to look at first is fuel economy. I basically have taken fuel economy data since 2017 for this truck, about 80,000 miles worth. So if we go, you can see all the numbers here. If we go down to line 158, basically where we're at here is, this is where I put the new tune in, so about May of 2019. So I have about 2 years of data for pre-tune, and then almost 2 years of data post-tune, which just kind of happened to work out that way, but it should be a good data set. Now I do want to note there's really low fuel economy tanks like this, for example, because these are towing tanks. So I removed all the towing. I don't really have enough data pre-tune towing the same trailer to draw a conclusion with that. But that would be a test I'd love to do, but it's just I don't have the data for it right now. So anyway, you can see a ton of low numbers. This was all camper towing trips. So I removed all those. We have just the kind of commuting and daily use numbers. And basically what it all boils down to is these two numbers here. So pre-Black Bear tune, I was at 1434. Post-Black Bear tune, 1484. So about a half a mile per gallon increase. So a little less than their claimed 1 to 2. However, this is a real-world data set. The truck was doing different tasks, over that 4-year period. So take this data with a grain of salt, right? However, this is very real world. It's 100% real world. It's literally my life. So the cool thing is we saw an increase, right? So if we look at the ROI, depending on gas prices, using that half a mile per gallon number, you could figure out how many miles it would take to pay off this tune.
Next, we'll look at performance. So basically, this is a stock pickup, right? It's not going to be very fast, and we don't necessarily care what it does, 0 to 60 or in the quarter mile. But I do think that that's the best way to judge easily, the performance of this tune without a dyno. So this is the stock tune. You can see we had a 16.7 second quarter mile, and you can't see it on here, but the 0 to 60 mile time was about 9 seconds, somewhere in that range. With the 89 octane Black Bear tune with 89 octane gas, we wound up at 16.34, and our 0 to 60 time did drop a little bit as well. So a very noticeable improvement, and then you can definitely just feel it driving around. But it's cool to actually see in the data that we did pick up some speed. This was conducted on the same road too. I then went to a gas station, filled up with 93 octane. So with the 89 that was still in the tank, we probably had like a 92 octane and change. But interestingly, it went to 16.68 seconds. So we actually lost some time. Granted, we did gain 100 plus pounds of fuel, so maybe that was enough to make the difference. I'm honestly not quite sure, but it was a surprising result. We then went on to run a few more tests of quarter miles, and we got pretty similar results. I did notice that my launch was not super consistent, despite the fact that this is a low-power automatic transmission vehicle. So that definitely played into part of it. But this 0 to 60 time was on the 89 octane tune. Again, we didn't really see a huge difference with the 93 octane tune. And I don't have the picture for it, unfortunately, but we wound up with about a 9 second 0 to 60 for the stock tune. So we definitely had a bit of an improvement there. I know this says invalid in the upper corner, but it was the same. We did the run a couple times. I just don't have the picture for the valid result. But at the end of the day, we can definitely conclude the tune had some pretty good positive performance benefits. However, the 89 versus the 93 octane doesn't seem to provide a huge difference on this vehicle specifically. That could be due to the fact that it was 45 degrees out, or the fact that it's a relatively low compression engine. I mean, all these things can come into play for it. So it's kind of hard to say exactly. So would I buy this tune again? I think the answer to that question is absolutely. So just the seat of the butt feel of it is completely different than stock. I thoroughly enjoy the little extra performance that I am getting. Honestly, even if I only get half a mile per gallon better, it will take a while, but it does pay for itself. And just being a car guy too, of course, I just kind of enjoy the tinkering aspect of the tune, and it's kind of fun to mess with. So, yeah, I mean, overall, it really does perform pretty much as advertised. I don't think they're really exaggerating their claims in any meaningful way, and it's overall a really good product, and in my opinion, well worth the money that it costs. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.